Welcome back. Today we're going to discuss whether the discontinued EOS R is worth the investment in 2024 for the pre-owned price of between £850 and £1,000. With the constant development of the camera technology, it's crucial to check whether this mirrorless camera still holds up to its reputation. So let's talk about image quality. The Canon EOS R features a 30.3 megapixel full frame sensor which delivers stunning detail and dynamic range. But in today's market where resolutions are skyrocketing, is this still the camera for you? Well, in the 5 years that I have been using the camera, I'm still to find a fault with the camera for shooting photograph. It still hasn't let me down to this day. The autofocus performance was one of the sort of forerunning tier points within Canon's flagship launch, but with newer iterations hitting the market, does it still offer the speed and accuracy required for professional use? From new, like I say, this camera with the latest firmware has often felt that even with the autofocus system, it still has some issues. And when shooting for car brands with the talking head shots tracking through a scene, it would end up hunting the frame and not always nailing focus, and it would develop that breathing in the video image. Again, for photos, I haven't really found any issues with the autofocus for shooting subject. For ergonomics and handling, the EOS R received very mixed reviews for its button layouts and ergonomics. And the big change up from the likes of my old 700D DSLR from Canon, it is a big form factor change, being lighter and more compact, and has been great for running gun shooting. However, it adds a bit of a challenge to get a fully stable shot without being on a rig or gimbal, taking your hands off of the body of the camera. The button layout and tactile touch controls are something I still to this day don't know if I'm fully keen on. However, I do feel that in certain aspects it has developed a quicker workflow for me. For all the videographers out there, the EOS R offers 4K video recording, but with limitations such as crop factor and lack of in-body stabilization. I personally have not missed the in-body stabilization with the camera, as I have use of a gimbal or can lock it off on a tripod or get my hands off of the body of the camera as much as possible to reduce those micro jitters. Now, the crop factor is something that you'll want to take into consideration for 4K footage, as it can be a great tool. However, it can create limitations for enclosed spaces, such as shooting in the cabin of a vehicle. This brings us on to the lens ecosystem. One of the biggest advantages of investing in a camera system is the lens ecosystem. Canon has been steadily expanding its RF lens lineup since the release of the EOS R, but are there enough native lenses to cater to the diverse needs of videographers and photographers of all levels? The optics that Canon have made are some of the best in the world, and with that comes the increased price. Without the proper ability to use other lens makes with good optics at a lower cost, this may be a barrier for the beginner and intermediate videographer or photographer who is looking at upping their existing camera game. In conclusion, while it may not boast the latest and greatest features, it still holds its own in many aspects. Whether it's worth the investment depends on your specific needs and priorities as a creator. If you wish for a more diverse choice of lenses and a bit more freedom with the output of images and crop factor, then this may not be the camera for you if you're a videographer. However, if you are looking for a small, light second camera to add to your existing setup, then this, with the pre-owned market being what it is, the EOS R is a fantastic value for money camera. So what are your thoughts on the EOS R in 2024? Let me know down in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.